All right, it's tool review time again. We're going to review and test the AVID Power $99 half-inch drive impact that comes from Amazon to see if it's any good. I've owned it a little while and I've used it, but I haven't put it to this kind of test. We've got to do a tire rotation on my little truck, and there are 6 lugs per tire. We're going to see if it will take all of them off and put all of them back on. So first thing we got to do is get the truck up in the air, and then I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about the impact before we put it to work. Alright, let's open this thing up. This says AVID Power. Okay, get inside and see what you get. This is a 20 volt impact. It comes with 4 of the standard size deep wells. It goes from 11/16, let's see, 3/4, 13/16, and I believe it's 7/8. So it's going to have kind of a pretty well standard SAE lug nut combination that comes with it. Of course, it does come with a charger. Okay, has a red and green indicator light, red when charging, green when it's done. Of course, pretty standard. Got a warranty card and instructions. So if you've never used one, maybe you need to read over them. I'm a professional mechanic. I understand how all this stuff works. So, but it does come with the information. All right. One of the features with this impact it comes with is it does have battery level indicator. You just press down on the battery and it shows you high, medium, or low. I charged this and I have used it one time to take off one wheel. So we're going to find out if it will take all the wheels off and put all the wheels back on. So let's get into it. Alright, that's one. I'll set you up on time lapse. That way you don't have to sit here and stare at me take off 4 wheels. Alright, as you can hear, my compressor kicked on in the background. With this, it'll eliminate that. You still need your air compressor for certain things, but this, not having to drag around an air hose, is sure a lot nicer. So, as you can see in the time lapse, I went ahead, rotated the tires, and put all the lug nuts on, started all the threads by hand. So what I'm going to do now, in real time, we're going to go back around the truck and we're going to tighten them all and see how long that takes. There you go, just like that, all 4 wheels. Let's get it set up and let's talk about it a little more. All right, before we get into the final words on this impact, I wanted to mention that it is best that after you tighten all your lug nuts up and you put the vehicle on the ground, that you take a torque wrench and you go over each lug nut and make sure that they are torqued to the correct spec. You wouldn't want a wheel falling off. That would be a bad day for you. So now let's get into the final review. All right, so y'all got to see how well it performed. One of the things that you don't often get is decent quality when you buy something cheap like this. Comes with a pretty nice looking little carry bag that you keep everything together, throw it in your trunk. One of the things I wanted to note with this is I also use a socket from my own tool source. This is a 21mm socket on these imports. 13/16 will work, but it's too tight. Sometimes you can, especially on the kind of lug nut that they put the stamped stainless steel cap over, the beauty cap. If you're using the 13/16 socket, you're going to damage that and you're going to have a heck of a time. But if you'll get a 21mm socket, which is what these are, it will make your life a lot easier. So just wanted to make that note as to why I didn't use the sockets that were in the bag with it, and that is why. One of the other things that I noticed that this thing does not have, that I have seen on some of the other tools, the AVIDs, I was doing a little research and looking, this one actually did not come with the nose cone light like some of them do, which is fine. I have no problem with that. It doesn't feel like a real high-end tool. It's kind of plasticky feeling, which they all are, but some of them are smoother, feel a little better in the hand. And it's not that this one feels uncomfortable in the hand per se, it's just it doesn't have a real high quality feel. But as far as the way it works, well, you just saw it works just fine. I had no issue taking off all 24 lug nuts and then putting them all back on. And we'll see if I can get close enough. The battery charge is still showing that it's full charge on battery, so it really had no effect on that. Just how long you would have to run this to run it down and how much you could use it, run time, I don't know, but I just wanted to do what your average prosumer, consumer, home person would use it for. And rotating your tires at home is a pretty simple and pretty straightforward DIY process that a lot of people do. And do I think it would work for that? Absolutely, 100%. Time will tell. We'll see how well it works. Do I think it's worth $100? Absolutely. It's worth $100 all day long. So, with that said, thanks for coming by the Real World Garage, and why don't you go out and watch another video? It's coming on the screen right now.